got it now. Now let us understand what is active and inactive relationship in Power BI. This is very specific to Power BI. Don't think this is part of the data modeling concept. This is very specific to Power BI. Okay. What is active relationship and inactive relationship? The active relationship, actually, it propagates the filter to other tables. Inactive relationship, it doesn't do the propagation. That is the difference between these two. Now the question is, if the data is not propagated from one table to another table with the inactive relationship, why do I need to have this kind of relationship should be created? That's a good question. And other, okay, that is one question. The other question is there any way can I translate, or can I translate the inactive relationship to active relationship? Yes, that is possible. That is possible. We have two approaches are available. You can use a DAX function. Programmatically, you can switch the inactive relation to active relationship. The other way is we can create a duplicate table. We call that as a role-playing dimension, using which we can pass the or propagate the filter to other tables. Okay. Now we'll start with understand what exactly active relationship is all about. So you can create only one relationship between two tables at a time. You cannot create more than one active relationship. Okay, this is only one. Sorry, here I should have mentioned this is only one active relationship. You can create multiple relationship between the tables, but you can create only one active relationship between two tables at a time. You cannot create multiple active relationship between the tables at a time. Okay, so in that case, what is the advantage of active relationship? Active relationship helps us to propagate the value from one table to another table. In simple term, with active relationship, it can do the filtering. Okay, and with inactive relationship, it cannot do the filtering because the values are not propagated from one table to another table. Look here, I just go back to the Power BI desktop, and I'll just show you here. So this is my sales fact table. Let me just go here and see. Yeah, best thing, we will take the sales W04 table. Look here, this is my date dimension table, and this is my sales W04 table. Okay, this is my table. In this table, I have something called order date, and ship date is also available. Okay, order date, ship date, two date columns are there. But here I don't see the date calendar. Let me just go here and check what is the problem with the date column quickly. The model itself, it will show the icon next to the column, the data type icon. The sales W04 table. Okay, and here let me just sales W. So column one of the table. Okay, there is some issue here. Let me just check whether this table has got loaded. Yes, order ID is there. And up to this is what this one is fine. And here some issue happened. Change the type 1. Okay, I just remove this one. There is some mistake happened here. I replaced value here. Hyphen, okay, in the order date, up to this step, we will have it. And here the order date is obviously it's a text data type here. We need to convert this a date data type. And here I just check it. All the values formats are consistent in the sense month, date, year. These three values were separated by / consistently across the rows. Very good. Okay. And I just simply click on ABC. and using local. Yeah, there is a good question from Sudha. She's saying that, is there any way can I undo the steps which I deleted it here? No, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. Yeah, that's actually good question. Already we did this one, right? The date data type somewhere in the subsequent step we did it. But unfortunately, once you delete the step, you cannot get the step back. English United States. I just hit OK. Order date. Okay, it got converted as order by order date. I just go back to the model, and next to the order date, the calendar icon should be there. Yeah, now only it is applying the changes. And let's give few more seconds for him to update this thing, this model table. Still the order date, I don't see the latest. Click on this order date here, and the properties, if you scroll down, yeah, it shows date only, correct? Yeah. So it is, it's something, some crazy thing, okay? Usually display the calendar icon next to this in the model view, okay? It is not there, but anyhow, it is good. I should have checked it here before going there. By one way, it is good. Even the Power Query editor, there were some errors there. One way it is good. Okay, order date default and the date time format and date 14 March 2011. I just go and select this date column. Long date here also. Long date. When you create the date, once you create the data, for example, you need to have a dedicated date table also. I'll explain why you need a dedicated date table, little later. Look here, when I select the date table here, and here, yes, or date and order date, don't look at these two relationship. You look at only this one, okay, between the date dimension and sales W04. And if I select the if I hover the cursor here, the date and order date, these two columns got linked, okay. And apart from this, if you see here, and I have ship date column, the same order date, look here, the date and the ship date column got highlighted. When I hover the cursor on top of this dashed line, this dashed line is your inactive relationship. The thick line is your active relationship. This is what I said. You can create between the tables only one active relationship at a time. And if you create another relationship, I just show you, I just delete it. I will do it one more, from the beginning, I will do it so that you'll be able to understand. Forget these two, this one I created the other table, you forget about. So now I just move this up, and here, where is the order date? This is my order date. I'm going to link the date column from the date dimension table with my sales W04 tables order date column. I just drag this dropped on top of this one. Let us wait for few seconds. A line will get created. Yes, this is the one. When you hover the cursor on top of this, you can see that order date and date, these two columns got highlighted. Okay, good. Next, we have the ship date column here. The same date column, I'm going to use it and drop it on top of the ship date column. A single date column I linked with two different date columns of sales W04. The one date column is order date, the other one is ship date. In this case, I first created the relationship between the date and order date here, and then I created the relationship between date and ship date. Since I created this followed by this relationship, this one got considered as this one become a inactive relationship, the dashed line. So whatever the relationship you created first time, that is your active relationship. And when you create any other relationship followed by the first relationship, rest of them all called your inactive relationship. Okay, what is so big deal about active and inactive relationship? See here, the date, whatever you have it, that will not get passed here. That is what propagation. Okay, you remember what is filtering? We discussed about filtering, right? The country table and the transaction table. First, it goes to the US record. And the first column is your country ID US. That US will be sent to your transaction table. All the US related records will get grouped. That is what filtering, right? The same thing here. The date, in this case, the date will get passed here. It will be sent here, okay? And whatever the, order dates, that are similar to the first date date value in this table, that one will get grouped. Okay, fine. So but it has to pass the value from here to here. Passing the value, we use the fancy term called propagation. It can propagate the value from here to here. The data can flow from here to here. Hence it is called active relationship. In the case of inactive relationship, the data will not flow. Simply the relationship will be there, but for the namesake it will be there, but it will not pass any value here. Then what is the use of the inactive relationship? The purpose of this one is you can enable this inactive active relationship temporarily till you want to compute anything, right? If you want to perform any calculation temporarily, that point in time you can enable this active temporarily till the calculation gets done. Once that has been done, it will become inactive automatically. Behind the scene, that is what is happening. But this is not, specific to the data modeling concept. This is the active and inactive relation, very specific to Power BI data modeling. Okay. Now we will explore what is the effect of this one. I just go here and I think I've created something else. Okay, I just selected table visual. Here, the dim date. Let me just check the date table here, dim date only. I switch to report view. In this case, I'll take the, oh my God, the sales is not numeric column. Okay, that problem is there. Okay, I just go here. The same thing, okay, replace dollar by blank value. And then I just click on this using not locale. Sorry, I made a mistake. I am here, decimal number. Yeah, it is already there. This is 0 is there, but I don't know why the sign in. Yeah, close and apply. Okay, I did not change the data type. Okay, that is the problem. Let me just go here. Now it got converted decimal data, right? And I just apply this instead of closing this. I'll apply it. Let us see what happens. If the numbers have minus sign, does it affect filtering? Minus in the sense where in the date column? Date column, you will not have negative value. Yeah, in the numeric column, if you have any negative value, that will not affect anything. Yeah, the profit. No, it will not affect that one. Filtering is, just filtering the data. That's all. I think you forgot it, right? Okay, I'll explain it. Don't worry. Apply. See, what is happening here is the filtering. You remember the idea of filtering. The relationship, only when you create the relationship between the tables, it will do the filtering. Okay, it has applied it. Still, it is, let it be open here. And then let us see here. And if you see here, yes, the next to the sales, we can see the sigma notation. That means the numeric column. I just drop it here. And then I just not the category. This time I'm going to use the date dimension table. And here I just put the month. And month, what happened in this case, since month is a numeric column, it added all the months value here. Actually, it is not supposed to add the months, isn't it? So next to the month, the drop down is there. You click on the drop down. Here, don't summarize. Okay, here instead of having month, I want to have month name. Month name is not there. I just go here and then the dim date. I think I'm using a older file. Anyhow, not a problem. I will just create a new column in the calendar date dimension. Anyhow, this one I'll explain you how to create the date table. Okay, okay, 1 second. Not this one. What is happening here? Click on the dim date table. Cancel. I just select the dim date table. The dim date table, I'm going to create a new column called month name. Month, name. If it is having, if the month, if the month column have the text in it, then it is easier, right? Instead of looking at the number and all. And what I do is I just go and create a column here, a new column. Oh, the formula bar is not at all coming here. I'm literally wondering what is happening here. Let us do one thing. Okay, it's a date column, year column. The column here, it shows nothing here. Okay, actually it should display the column rows. Okay, new column. Let me create another column. The formula bar is not at all visible. That's what I'm worried. Delete from model. Okay, for the time being, I just use the month alone. We will look at that one little later. Okay, why we are not able to create a additional column there. I'm going to increase the font size. I just say the font size 12 or 13, and I believe all of you can see it now very clearly, right? So month is getting added. It is not the preferred one. I just click on the drop down next to the month column. Don't summarize. Now we can see the month in numbers. I just move the month above the sales so that the column order will get changed. If you want to change the column order, for example, if you want the first column to be your month column, you can just drag and drop it in the columns field here. Okay, this is very specific to this table visual. Anyhow, we will take a deep dive. What are these column field and all as part of data visualization. Okay, and we can see that in the first month, 6,04,000, second month, 4,83,000 sales happen. So this is what kind of sales is this? This is the rename for this visual. I'm going to rename this column sales as sales by order date. Because you remember between the date dimension table and then sales W04, I have created the relationship with date and order date. That was the one considered as a active relationship. Okay, fine. Next one is the inactive relationship. In this case, is there any way that I can use my date table to filter the ship date here? So previously this visual, what it shows is this one came from your date dimension table, this one from your sales table. The date dimension table filtered this table, filtered this sales W04 tables sales column by order date. If I wanted to use this date column to filter the sales W04 column by ship date, okay, then the inactive relationship comes into picture. But being an inactive relationship, the propagation will not happen. The date will not get passed here. Okay. And here what I am going to do is I'm going to click on the modeling view and I'm going to create a measure, new measure, click on the new measure. Now we are going to use a DAX function to enable the inactive relationship as an active relationship temporarily till we compute the or calculate the sales by month by shipment date. Okay, here I'm going to say sales by ship date. So I'm going to use the calculate function because we need to do sum, isn't it? Sum of here the sales column, not this one. 1 second. Sales W04 is there, right? Yeah. This sales comma here I'm going to say use relationship. Yeah, use relationship. This is a function, DAX function, the use like cross filter. This is another DAX function, but the functionality is different from use relationship to cross filter. Okay, but in the last session I have shown you, I have used the cross filter function inside the calculate, right? Similarly, use relationship also I'm using it inside the calculate function. We cannot use it directly. You cannot use it separately. Okay, here column 1 and column 2. Here what I am going to do is the dim date tables date column. Date column, comma, my sales underscore W04 tables, ship date this time. Okay. Order date, we already select, we create the relationship. That was an active relationship. But here, the date tables, the date column and ship date, we created the relationship, but that was inactive. But still, that inactive relation should be there. Okay. Just because you are using a DAX function, you cannot delete that inactive relationship. So the one of the prerequisite is you need to have the inactive relationship. Using this function, you can enable the inactive relationship between these two columns as an active temporarily till this total sales obtained or computed. Okay. Once the total sales got completed, this calculation is completed, it will reset back to the inactive relationship automatically behind the scene. We don't have to worry about that. Okay. I'm going to select this column and I'm going to click on the tick mark to execute this DAX query. In case of any syntax error or anything, it will display here. Okay. But if you get error, don't worry. You need to check the error. Read the error at least 1 or 2 times. I just drag and drop the sales by ship date. Now it is not doing the correct thing. Okay, let us. The reason is ship date is not the date column, isn't it? 1 second. I just go here. Sales W04. That is the reason why first we have to explore the data, whether the given data has any formatting related issues or anything. Since I have experience, I can make out quickly. Look here with the ship date column. Here the next to the order date we have ship date. Ship date is a text data type. That is the reason why it is not doing. That is also the reason it is not doing the filtering. Replace values. I just replace all the hyphen by forward slash and then I made all the values, the date values, the ship date values consistent format, and then I click on the ABC icon, select the using locale, and there you will find two options. One is the data type. The data type is the date. And look here, I just say the date and the English. It is not India format. It is United States of America format. In US, the date form is month, date, year. In India, we write date, month, year. There they use it in this format, month, date, year. Very good. It got converted. Ship date. I'm going to click on apply. That's it. Let it be there. Otherwise, it takes a longer time. And then I go back here, apply changes. First, to make sure that all the data types assigned by the Power BI by default is correct or not. Okay. Now it is displaying it correctly. Very good. But there is a blank value here. What is the cost for the blank value here? Let me just go here. I want to go to the data view. I don't know why it is too slow. I think, yeah, I open another report file because of which it is too slow. Okay, if you see here, there is something different here, very different. Okay. Let me go here. I think there is this signing. Let us do one thing. Okay, here there is some error here. Okay, view errors. Okay, okay. This is the one, the row number, row dot ID, right? I think this is the one I used it to do concatenation. Okay, what I will do is I just click on this. Actually, it was not hanging. It opened a pop-up window wherein it was showing there. That's why you need to, if you see something hanging, right, you need to do alt tab to check any pop-up is there. Okay, for error. And that is the reason why the sales column became a text type. I just go over here and then I will fix it here itself. And here I just select this one. Here you cannot do it. It is not the advisable one. I just go to the Power Query Editor. Where is the Power Query Editor? Yeah, this is the one, right? Yeah. And in this case, it is still going on. Still it is processing it. Let us see any other pop-up window. Nothing is there. Okay, I think it has to complete this one. Only when it completes, we can proceed. Resume. We are not doing with the sales fact. Let us not worry about that at this moment. Sales W04. And then here we will go and check, click on the drop down here and see the data here. Do we have any issues with the data here? And I just scroll down here. I don't see any issues here. Here the blank value is there in the row ID. There is a blank record here. Okay, what I will do is error in sales. We'll click on this. We'll see what is that error here. There is no error. 000. Can you see anything in the zero here? Yeah, here 100% is there, right? Ship date. Why ship date created issue here? Ship date, if you select, if you click on this here, okay, let me go here, sales W04. Ship date, it is showing an error. Okay, change type with, I just undo this. I think there was some issue here. Okay, and I click on the drop down here and then let's go till the end. Yeah, everything seems to be good. We have the blank values here. Okay, let me just go here and check. Do we have any blank values? And remove rows and remove blank rows. Okay, I go to these. Yeah, now there are no blank rows. Fine, but that is not the issue. Somewhere some other issue happened. Let us try to do this again using locale. And here I use the date data type. English United States. Here we don't see any error now. Okay, and I just select this one and right click on it and I delete this one. Delete query. And I'm going to, because it should not cause any more confusion, delete group. And I just close this and apply it. Yeah, instead of going here, I just now there are no issues. Okay, but there is a blank record here. Yeah, for that reason only, I just went here earlier. Click on the dim date and then the date column. If I see here, I'm just wondering why it is not showing the formula bar here. Okay, let me just select some other column table. And if yeah, here I did not do anything. Sales W04. If you see here, and if you see here, the order priority, yeah, everything is good. Now this is the one, the column one. It is not showing anything here. I just let it be there. We are not going to do anything with this one. The date dimension, it is not showing it anything. Okay, the date dimension. Dim date. Yeah. I think I loaded this from a table. Okay, I just go back to the Power Query editor. Sorry, guys. We will first check whether this table got loaded from Excel file or something like that. Yeah, I could have checked it here itself. Where in this place itself, transform data, data source settings. Dim date. No, there is no dim date. I know it is something strange with the report file. Okay. Okay. I think some issue happened with the report file. The date column, right? I must have used something, some formulas. Calendar function, I would have used it. Okay. I just right click on it. Okay. This blank record at this moment, we'll ignore it. If you see a 6,04,000, 6,40,000, almost it is matching, right? It is somewhat close by, but there is a difference between the values here. There is a difference between the values here. And now the question is, okay, we have just dragged and dropped the month column from the date dimension table. The sales column, we simply dragged and dropped into this table visual. It was giving me the sales breakdown by month. But this sales breakdown was based on the order date. Okay. And the next one is the ship date. Ship date for this, I have written a DAX query. In this DAX query, I have used the use relationship. Here, these two columns already we linked it, but it was an inactive relationship. With use relationship, I want to enable this inactive relationship between these two temporarily until this calculation was done. So here, basically what we are doing is the ship date column. We wanted to see the sales by ship date. We want to see the sales by ship date. This is sales by order date. This is sales by ship date. You understood? That is the difference between these two. Very simple one. Okay. Because of the data type issues, they got confused. Otherwise, it is pretty simple one only. I don't know. Let me save it here so that at least in the next batch, it should not cause any issues. Okay. So here I have used the date column, forget about ship date. Okay, here, right? So I have used the date column to link with the order date. Since I have created this relationship first time, it became an active relationship. It is doing pretty good job. In this case, this table was filtering this table based on the order date. Hence, we were able to see the sales breakdown by order date, by month. Okay, that is what we are seeing it. But the second relationship was not active relationship because of this, the date is not getting copied or passed to this table. So how can I make this date to pass to this table? We have used the DAX function called use relationship. Look here, use relationship. And use relationship, I have wrapped this by a calculate function. Now it is working fine. It is passing the value. Temporarily it passes. The next question is, it is, quite confusing. What exactly the difference between ship by order date, sales by order date, sales by ship date? So in the case of e-commerce website, let's say you are ordering a product today and you are making the payment today itself, while doing the checkout using your credit card or UPI ID, you are making the payment. The same day you are making the payment. So that is what you are seeing it here. So there are some customers, what they did, they order it on, let's say today is 27 July, right? Somebody ordered the product on 25th July, and today we shipped the product. The day when they cash on delivery, okay? So today only they received the product, hence they made the payment today only. Hence, there is a difference between these two values. The sales by order date, sales by ship date. The date when I shipped the product, you made the payment. Okay, so this one, how do I get to know that? This one, you need to use the order, this ship date, right? Date column should, in your date dimension table, you have the date column. The date column should, filter these tables by ship date. Okay, if you want the sales by order date, the date column should, linked with the order date column. That is, since we have, you created the relationship first time, it was an active relationship. Yeah, close of day, something like that. Yeah, yes, you are correct, Priyanka, right? So that is the thing. Okay, very good. So you understood, right? That is what is happening. This is what active relationship. Active relationship propagates the filter to other tables. The active relationship filter propagates to other table, whereas the inactive relationship, it doesn't propagate or pass filtering. It doesn't do anything by itself. It requires some kind of treatment. For that purpose, we have used the use relationship function to enable this inactive inverse active relationship. Okay, is there any other alternative is available? That is when we have something else called the another approach is role-playing dimension. So instead of creating an inactive relationship, right? So here you have inactive relationship, active relationship. Is there any other alternative? Instead of creating an inactive relationship, can we do something else in order to do the filtering based on the ship date? So for that, we have another approach called role-playing dimension. A single dimension plays a multiple dimension role. It's something like a single person in a family, a single guy, right? A male, he plays a different role for, for a lady in his house, for for a specific lady, he is a son. For another lady in his family, he is a husband. For another girl, he is a father, right? So likewise, a single dimension plays multiple role. That is called a role-playing dimension. This is not specific to Power BI. It is a universal data modeling technique. Okay, if you are part of any data warehousing project, any analytics project, they may be using this term role-playing dimension. Okay, you can use one same dimension for creating multiple relations to your fact table. In this case, what I did, I just copy pasted this table, and then I have renamed it as a ship date. We just cloned this table. I renamed this as ship date. Both the table, so this table is a copy of this one, like exact Xerox copy of the dim date. Which one? The ship date. I renamed this table as a ship date. And then what I did, look here, if I hover the cursor here, in this case, the date and ship date got linked. But here it is, since we have only one relationship exists between these two, it is an active relationship. And here also you have only one active relationship. Look here, active relationship. You can remove this one. This is not required. For the sake of learning purpose, I'm going to leave it as it is. When you have this table, the dimension table, which is a clone of this one. Clone is, it's exact, I just copied this table, but I gave different name, ship date. That's all. So this is called a role playing dimension. The same dimension, it plays different role. In this case, this dimension table filters this table by order date. In this case, this table filters this table by ship date. That's all. It's not a rocket science, very simple one, right? Yeah. Now the question is, how can I create a visual? I just click on the table visual, and I just go here, the sales column, and here this time I'm going to use the ship date table. Okay, and for getting the ship date, yeah, here I'm going to pull the month and then I'll put it here. And here again, I just say month, don't summarize. You're not supposed to do the total on the month column, isn't it? It doesn't make any sense. Just make sure that you are specifying font sizes. That's all. Okay, 6,40,000. This one, because we have filtered this by ship date dimension. And another visual I'm going to create it. But one disadvantage with role playing dimensions, you cannot have these two columns in a single table. And here, instead of month, selecting it from here, this time dim date month, I'm going to drop it here. So in this table visual, this month column came from ship date dimension table. Here the month column came from the dim date dimension table. Here also I just go here, don't summarize. Okay, 604, the same thing you can see that you can, but here the month, some issue is there. For that reason only I went here, but it is not showing. At least we'll see in the ship date. Can we do anything? I'm really wondering why the formula bar is not enabled. Let me just check any other option is there. Yeah, here the view option is also not available. This is very strange. Sometimes it can happen like this. Okay. And okay, let us not worry about this. Okay, I will just check and come back to you. Okay, why it is not visible? Sometimes when you close and open the report, it will work. Believe me. Okay. Yeah, this is, I just rename it as inactive and role playing. So we have for all that. The first one is, in this case, I have used the DAX to filter a single. See, in this case, the single table, single column filters this table with two different columns. The first time when you create the relationship using the date and order date, it becomes active. And second, the rest of them will become inactive automatically. So to activate this one, you use the DAX function, or you simply remove this relationship, you duplicate this table, and then you create direct relationship. Since it's a one-to-one, right? Sorry, it's a one-to-many, but again, you are creating the relationship with only one column between the tables. Here also you are creating the relationship between the tables, directly, right? Two columns only, right? Date and order date. Hence, it will be a single, active relationship. This you can remove it if you want to use this one. The next question is, if you use role playing dimension, don't you think it will increase the number of tables? Yet, yes, it will increase the number of tables. And just because you want to filter one specific column, do you need to use another column? See, this is though the number of tables are more, it will increase. The number of records in these tables are very less. So let's say in the case of data warehouse, they are having 5 years of data in it. 5 into 365, right? Let's say even if it is 500 days per year, up, for the sake of discussion, right? So 5 into 5, 2,500 records maximum will be there. Solved in 2000, right? In these two tables. If it is a millions of billions of records are there, then it is a cause for the concern. Let us not worry about this, but it is a overhead. You need to maintain this table, maintenance overhead. More the tables you have, depends on your customer, depends on the project requirement. You can decide it whether you need a ship date. You need to have a role playing dimension, or you can manage with the. If they think right, having more number of tables, it can leads to maintenance overhead. Better you can go with this approach. But other thing is, let's say in this table, we have two date columns. If you have 3 or 4 date columns, 4 date columns, if you have to create 4 different date table, obviously the number of tables will increase. It is a maintenance overhead, though the volume of the records are less. Depends on the situation, right? You can decide. If they say it's a maintenance overhead, better you can create more than one inactive relationship. That is not a problem, right? You can create, but we have a DAX function that is using which we can handle it. So with this demo, you understood what is active and inactive relationship, how to enable the inactive relationship, what are the approaches are available. One is the DAX function use relationship, using which you can temporarily enable the inactive relationship till the calculation is done. The other approach is role playing dimension. Okay.